Title: The House on the Hill. Alice had always been fascinated by the old house on the hill. It was rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of the family that had died there in a fire decades ago. She had always wanted to explore it, but her parents had forbidden her from going near it. One night, she decided to sneak out of her bedroom and go to the house. She took a flashlight and a camera with her, hoping to capture some evidence of the paranormal. She walked up the hill, feeling a chill in the air. The house loomed before her, dark and silent. She pushed open the creaky gate and walked up to the front door. It was unlocked, so she entered. The inside of the house was dusty and decayed. She shone her flashlight around, looking for anything interesting. She saw a staircase leading to the second floor, and decided to go up. She climbed the stairs, feeling a sense of dread. She reached the landing and saw 4 doors, each with a nameplate on it. She read them: John, Mary, Peter, and Lucy. She wondered who they were, and what had happened to them. She opened the first door, labeled John. It was a bedroom, with a bed, a dresser, and a closet. She walked in and looked around. She saw a photo on the dresser, showing a man with dark hair and glasses. He looked stern and serious. She guessed he was John, the father of the family. She opened the closet and saw some clothes hanging there. She touched them and felt a coldness in her fingers. She shivered and closed the closet. She heard a whisper behind her. "Who are you?" She turned around and saw John standing there, looking at her with anger in his eyes. He was transparent and glowing faintly. She screamed and ran out of the room. She opened the second door, labeled Mary. It was another bedroom, with a bed, a vanity, and a mirror. She walked in and looked around. She saw a photo on the vanity, showing a woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. She looked sweet and gentle. She guessed she was Mary, the mother of the family. She looked at the mirror and saw her own reflection. She smiled nervously and waved at herself. She heard a giggle behind her. "Hello there." She turned around and saw Mary standing there, looking at her with curiosity in her eyes. She was transparent and glowing faintly. She screamed and ran out of the room. She opened the third door, labeled Peter. It was a child's bedroom, with a bed, a desk, and a toy box. She walked in and looked around. She saw a photo on the desk, showing a boy with brown hair and green eyes. He looked cheerful and playful. She guessed he was Peter, the son of the family. She opened the toy box and saw some toys inside. She picked up a teddy bear and hugged it. It felt soft and warm. She heard a laugh behind her. "Want to play?" She turned around and saw Peter standing there, looking at her with excitement in his eyes. He was transparent and glowing faintly. She screamed and ran out of the room. She opened the fourth door, labeled Lucy. It was another child's bedroom, with a bed, a bookshelf, and a dollhouse. She walked in and looked around. She saw a photo on the bookshelf, showing a girl with red hair and freckles. She looked shy and smart. She guessed she was Lucy, the daughter of the family. She walked over to the dollhouse and peeked inside. It was a miniature replica of the house she was in. She saw tiny dolls of John, Mary, Peter, and Lucy inside. They looked happy and alive. She heard a voice behind her. "Do you like it?" She turned around and saw Lucy standing there, looking at her with sadness in her eyes. She was transparent and glowing faintly. She screamed and ran out of the room. She ran down the stairs, hoping to escape from the house. But as she reached the bottom, she saw flames blocking her way. The house was on fire. She heard 4 voices behind her. "Stay with us. Join our family. Don't leave us. We need you." She turned around and saw John, Mary, Peter, and Lucy standing there, holding hands. They looked at her with longing in their eyes. They were transparent no more. Alice felt a chill run down her spine as she realized that the ghosts of the family were no longer faintly glowing but were now solid, 3-dimensional figures. She could see the tears on Mary's face, the fear in Peter's eyes, and the longing in Lucy's gaze. John's expression was stern, but his grip on his family's hands was gentle. Alice felt a tug at her heartstrings as she looked at the family. She knew that they were trapped in the house and had been waiting for someone to save them. She realized that they wanted her to join them and become a part of their family. But Alice knew that she had to escape the burning house. She had to find a way out and call for help. She turned away from the family and ran towards the back door. She pushed it open and felt a rush of cold air as she stepped outside. She saw a phone booth a few yards away and ran towards it. She dialed 911 and told the operator about the fire in the old house on the hill. She gave them the address and waited for the fire department to arrive. As she waited, she felt a sense of relief wash over her. She knew that the family would finally be able to rest in peace. She hoped that they would find happiness in the afterlife and that their spirits would no longer be trapped in the house. The fire department arrived, and Alice led them to the burning house. They were able to put out the fire and rescue any remaining traces of the family's belongings. Alice watched as the firemen left the scene and felt a sense of closure. From that day on, Alice never forgot the family on the hill. She visited their graves and left flowers for them every year on the anniversary of the fire. She knew that they had finally found peace and hoped that their story would serve as a reminder that every life is precious and should be cherished. The story of the house on the hill offers a few potential lessons or takeaways. 1. Curiosity can lead to danger. Alice's fascination with the haunted house on the hill led her to sneak out of her bedroom at night and explore the house, which ultimately put her in a dangerous situation. The story can serve as a reminder that sometimes our curiosity can lead us down paths that aren't safe or wise. 2. The past can haunt us. The ghosts of the family in the story are trapped in the house, unable to move on from the tragic event that ended their lives. The story can remind us that the past can have a powerful hold on us, and that unresolved trauma or grief can continue to affect us for years to come. 3. Some things are better left alone. Alice's decision to explore the haunted house ultimately put her in danger, and she only narrowly escaped. The story can serve as a reminder that some things are better left alone, and that it's important to consider the potential risks before pursuing something that seems exciting or intriguing. 4. Sometimes the right thing to do is difficult. Alice's decision to escape the burning house and call for help was the right thing to do, but it was also difficult and required her to overcome her fear. The story can remind us that doing the right thing isn't always easy, but it's important nonetheless. 5. Family is important. The ghosts in the story are a family who are desperate for someone to save them from their situation. The story can serve as a reminder of the importance of family and the lengths we might go to protect and care for those we love.